97.3% of all problems happen because people cannot communicate. If you having a bad day, say it. If you don't feel like talking for a week and a half, say it. If you no longer want to fuck with somebody, say it! Somebody just tried to come back into my life after 7 months of non-communication. I mean, I really didn't know what happened. She said she was just going through some things and life be life and shit, girl, I thought you died. You gotta tell somebody that. A simple text, hey, going through it, see you next year, would have kept you alive in my head. A lot of people think others don't understand them, but if you don't communicate, you're leaving a lot for the other party to figure out on their own. And if I gotta figure it out in my head, you might be dead.
You know the saddest part about non-communicating relationship? It's gotta be like when every single time you're trying to tell them how you feel or why you're overthinking, they think you starting an argument. Like all we really want is for you to understand how we feel, especially if you expect the same in return. I mean, like, it really ain't too much to ask for. Like, for real. Because understand this, that if it is too much to ask for, that you can lose somebody mentally before you lose them physically, like straight up.
Listen, communicating with somebody is not that hard. It only hard when you start to understand that you're the only one that want to communicate. A lot of people don't really have that many problems. You got to understand, just one person in that relationship really don't want to be there. So it's going to always be made up problems. It's going to always be things that's small problems that's going to be big problems. It's going to always be things that always come up because somebody just don't know how to tell the other person, you know what? I fell out of love with you. I don't feel you no more. And instead of being able to tell them that and stand on pride and ego and the truth, what they're going to try to do is play victim. And they're going to try to make you feel bad. And they're going to try to, have an excuse to leave this relationship so they can't just say, I want to be done with you. I don't like you no more. I grew out of love with you. And that's perfectly normal. When you get older, you need to start realizing that you may fall in love too early. And that does not mean that that's your person. That just means that you are capable of liking somebody.
People that don't know how to communicate, they think everything is an argument. A lot of that stuff goes back to childhood because you watched your mom, you watched your dad, you watched your caregivers handle situations in certain ways. It went into your subconscious, you grew up, and now you have an environment where you can carry out what you saw your mother do. And so emotional unregulation hinders that adult relationship.
In a relationship, I need communication. If you're mad and you're not talking to me, it's frustrating. It really is, because it doesn't solve the problem at all. You don't want to open up and tell me what the problem is, and it bothers you, and it's bothering me. I just want to go ahead and communicate. Communication is key in a relationship. And the problem is you're scared to open up, and I don't know why. All I want to know is what happened. All I want to know what's getting you mad. All I want to know is how can I help you? But you won't let me. You're so closed off. And you brought this from the past relationship, and it's tough for me to get you to open up. I need you to trust me. But a lot of people these days, they don't communicate. They just stay quiet and think the problem's gonna get better. No, it's gonna get worse. You can't bury everything under the rug. You have to understand that if we don't communicate, what do? We just sit there and we're both pissed off the whole entire time. As a man, I wanna fix things. But if you can't communicate with me, then there's nothing to fix. And you're just gonna continue to stay irritated and mad. I need you to just open up. Communication can help us to extend our relationship even further. But you don't want to go further. You're just going to stay quiet. And we're both going to stay mad at each other for a very long time until you're ready. So I'm going to sit here and I'll wait. But I promise you, if you make me wait too long, I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave.
But do you know what's so unattractive in a man? A man who doesn't know how to communicate. You're telling me at your big grown age, you don't know how to communicate with somebody and be productive in a relationship? If a man doesn't know how to communicate, like, which is the basis of any type of relationship, whether that be friendship, family, boyfriend, girlfriend, you don't want to go anywhere near him. Because first of all, if he can't communicate, he's not mature, and we don't need that in our life. We don't need any more stress than we already do in our life. And two, when it comes to arguments, the only thing he's going to know how to do is shut down, run away, run for the hills, do something immature, lie, try to get out of it, because he's uncomfortable with his own feelings and uncomfortable with the ability to communicate what the actual problem is in an argument. The problem is going to become so much bigger than it actually is 100% of the time because he lacks the maturity skills to just sit down and talk it through. And instead, he's going to run away. I promise you 100% he's going to run away. He's going to make you break up with him 100 times. And he's going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll act right the next time. But he never is going to because he doesn't have the emotional capacity to do it. Knowing how to communicate is like the bare minimum. It's like one of the bare minimum things. And if he doesn't know how to do that, then good luck with that because I can promise you there is a war ahead of you, sister. I've dated men who didn't know how to communicate, and this was the bottom line problem all the time. It was a shutdown during an argument. It was he didn't know how to discuss things. It was instead of sitting down and talking to me, he would go out and drink with his friends or act out or do something really immature and really rashly because he didn't want to face his own emotion. And God, was that a headache. So I promise you, if a man can't communicate, you want to run the other direction. I don't care how cute he is. I don't care how tall he is. I don't care how much money he has. It's never worth it at the end of the day because your mental health is more important than a check. Just gotta tell you.
If men stop telling you their feelings, it doesn't mean that they don't love you. It just means that they're giving up. That they don't think anything will ever change and that you really even care. They stop telling you not because they don't love you, not because they don't want to be with you, not because you're not special or important anymore. It's because they literally feel like they aren't. And all you do is tell them that they fail. Constantly. Please stop. Do better. Listen to his feelings. They matter, okay? He's not attacking you. He's just trying to tell you because he wants to work on the relationship and he loves you. I promise.